Hi guys, John, Common Sense Outdoors. I've talked in a couple other of my videos a little bit about compasses and things. I've even did a video on whether or not you should have a compass in your survival kit. Any survival situation, like I've said before, the only time you need a compass is when you're lost. Any other time, you already know exactly where you are. The thing is, people have such a high priority on a compass. It's pretty amazing. In fact, I've had probably 20 people ask me if I can add a compass to my bracelet. I purposely didn't put a compass on my bracelet. One, the small compasses that would fit on a bracelet are not that accurate. You can get an accurate one, but they're expensive. Two, if you become lost in the woods, if you stay put, you're going to get found or rescued way more likely than if you try to find your way out and get yourself more lost. So in my opinion, like I said, the only time you need a compass is if you're lost in a survival situation. If you had a good compass to begin with and were using it, you wouldn't be lost. So once you are lost, to use a compass to get yourself out of it is not a great scenario. There's a lot of people spend a lot of time in the woods that aren't going to use a compass. Now, if I drove up a road and I got out of the vehicle and took off into the wilderness, before I took off into the wilderness, I pulled out my compass and I checked, and I say, okay, this road runs north to south, and I'm going into the woods to the west. That's good, as long as I know that road goes north to south for miles, so there's no way I can go in and somehow miss that road. So it doesn't matter where I go to the west, I know all I have to do is pull my compass back out and go to the east to hit that road at some point. Now, if that road doesn't run in a line and there's a way for me to get around it, the only way to avoid becoming lost by using a compass is to use that compass continually to make sure you're going in a straight line. If I pull my compass out at the truck and I say, okay, I'm going into the woods to the west, and I put it in my pocket and I go and I walk in there for 2 hours and I pull it back out, I say, okay, now I go to the east to get back to the truck, but that road's not there for me to hit and I miss it, I could go for miles and never run into anything. So the use of a compass continually is key, unless you know the roads or the landmarks, or you know for a fact that you're going to come back and hit something that you'll recognize. Now, to use a compass continually is not something that's going to happen for a lot of people. If you're in the woods hunting, you're not going to pack your bow or your rifle in one hand and have your compass out in the other hand while looking for your prey. It's just not going to happen. The best thing you can do, and I very rarely use a compass because I pay attention to my surroundings, I pay attention to the sun, or sometimes when the moon's up early enough, to its position. I pay attention, and one of the best things you can do is, if you're leaving your truck to go into the woods, is before that truck is out of sight, look back at it and find a mountaintop or a rock formation, and preferably both, one on each side of the truck. Okay, there's a nice pointing mountain, there's a rock formation or a clump of trees that I can recognize, some sort of landmarks, and know that your truck is between those two. So at any point you can see those two, you know your truck is in that direction. You can use just one. Say there was a huge rock formation. Okay, my truck's lined up with that rock formation. Now, depending on your angle, could change how close you're going to be to hitting that target on the way out. So that's why two things are good. Pay attention to the sun, and if it's up early enough to see it, a lot of times you can see the moon in the daylight. Pay attention to those things in regards to where your truck is at that time. That helps you go to that spot without a compass. I've showed you how to find direction using the sun. If you know a very small amount about stars, you can find direction with the stars. So, like I say, people put a high priority on compass, and I think I've finally realized why. When I was young, basically television sucked. Nowadays, there's so much cool outdoor shows on TV. It's crazy, and it just keeps getting better and better. I mean, we all like Dual Survival, Man, Woman, Wild, Survivor Man, Bear Grylls. I mean, that's not even getting into Yukon Men, Mountain Men, Gold Rush. There's all kinds of stuff to learn from TV. But here's the problem with all those Survivor shows on TV. They all are trying to get to a point. They're all dropped off somewhere or put into a scenario, and then they tried to get to a point. And that's why I think everybody has it in their head they have to have a compass, because they've seen Dave Canterbury, Cody do it. They have to get to that point. They have to know their direction to get to that point. That's not real world survival. That's TV show survival. You can't make an exciting survival show on TV about how to stay put for 72 hours. You have to add action to that TV show. If you stay put for 72 hours, you're going to get found, and you didn't have to go anywhere. You just had to know how to do it right. You had to know how to signal. You had to know how to shelter and fire. You don't have to, as long as you can safely stay put. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to have that compass. That's kind of my views on it. I don't put a very high priority on a compass. And like I say, that's because I have an excellent sense of direction, and most of that is because I pay attention to sun position, moon position, landmarks, surroundings. I pay attention to where I'm going. I know if I go uphill all the way in, it's downhill all the way back out. If I get turned around and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should go down this trail that goes down this, well, did I come up that? No, I didn't come up anything that steep, so that's the wrong direction. Use your brain, use your surroundings, use your landmarks, and if you get in that survival scenario, you didn't use your compass to begin with, and you shouldn't use it to get out of it, as long as you can safely stay put for 72 hours. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you think about it. As much interest in compasses as I've seen from people, it may be as controversial as saying something about knives, but either way, let me know. Leave me a comment. Like, comment, subscribe. More videos coming to you soon.